Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about how this month of October will be for all 12 signs. So I'm going to be going over each and every sign, and what I'm going to be telling you is you must listen to your Vedic sidereal ascendant, which is the rising sign, and it is different than your Western signs. Please pay attention, otherwise it's not going to be correct. But if you don't know your Vedic ascendant and also your moon sign, remember the moon is how you feel about things. It's very, very important. So look up both your Vedic moon sign and ascendant sign. And the way you can do that, if you don't know them, you can go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org, and go to my free chart calculator, put in all your information. Yes, you're going to have to know what time you're born. This is very specific. This is going to give you some answers that you need. So let's get it right. Go to galacticcenter.org, click on my free chart calculator, and once you get the chart comes up, don't try to read the chart, just scroll down to the bottom. At the very bottom, it will tell you AS, that's your ascendant sign, and it will tell you MO, which is your moon sign. Those are the two signs to listen to in this talk. So with that, before I get going too, I want to remind everyone, sign up for my free newsletter, because when you do, you're going to get all of my predictions delivered to your email address completely free every week. And that is also on galacticcenter.org. Now, I want to tell everyone to get ready, because I'm getting ready to put out a new Patreon page where you're going to get all of my offerings at discounted prices, and there's going to be so much new information. Trust me, you're going to want to look into this. I'm about to launch it, not October, but into November. So get ready and start looking. We're putting together some amazing packages. I promise you, you won't want to miss. So go to galacticcenter.org. And always remember, if this has spiked some information where you want to learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is Galactic Center. Galactic Center. If you go to galacticcenter.org, you can find also, you can get to my university website. But if you want to just go directly to the university website, go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Okay, let's get going. Let's talk about this month. Okay, if you have a moon or your ascendant sits in Aries, then Jupiter Rahu has been in your first house, causing all sorts of expansive ideas and newness. You are really creating a whole new you, the way you dress, the way you feel about yourself, and maybe even your hair, your clothing, everything is changing about you. You're actually becoming more confident, more real. You understand who you are. But this month can cause a little turbulence in relationships. Be aware. This is going to cause some distractions, maybe you're a little too confident where you're attracting other people, but if you're in a relationship, this is going to cause some issues, conflict, fighting, because the Mars K2, Mars is going to come together with K2, and this is going to be early on and throughout this month. Be careful. You're going to feel like you've been totally attacked by your partner or just misunderstood. Something's not right. Get through this month. It's going to be difficult. Now, Venus is in your 5th house, so you put that energy towards being creative. This is a month of creativity, and if you have children, spend some time with them. This is good. I know that you haven't had a lot of connection with your friends. They haven't been there for you. This has been a difficult time, but I want you to get going with your creative projects and ideas. And maybe even this is the time and the month for investments. If your ascendant or your moon sign is in Taurus, then this Mars K2 that is coming up with the eclipse energy is going to be in your 6th house. You are more accident prone. Please be careful. Do not be impulsive or impatient. Take your time, start getting ready, and give yourself plenty of time to get places because you are more accident prone. And pay attention to your health. Your health is very important this month. You could find that you could get sick, have fevers or problems. Build your immune system now. Now, Rahu and Jupiter are still in your 12th house. Pay attention to your dreams, and you're going to find a lot of visions, and psychic ability is coming forth for you. This is really important. Venus is in your 4th house, and this could mean you're feeling the urge to redecorate, to rearrange things, or even look for a different place or renovate things in your house. But I say it's a great month to rearrange your furniture, create a different energy flow in your home. This will make a difference for you. And Saturn being in the 10th house, yes, there's been some definite changes going on with your work. Maybe there's a big change in your company, or you're having to downsize to a certain degree with employees in the work. But it's time to pretty much bring things together in the area of work. If your moon or your ascendant sign sits in the sign of Gemini, this is a great month for major creative activity. It could be the time that you might be looking into investments, although, you know what, be careful with your investments. Mars K2 can cause you to make some wrong decisions. Be very careful. But the Jupiter Rahu being in your 11th house, this is the house of important people. Groups and organizations, go to any invitations that are given to you. You never know who you're going to meet. There could be some very influential people that want to promote what? Your creative ideas, because I'm seeing all sorts of creativity blossom and come out of you. New ideas that you haven't had before. Yes, implement them and move with them because they will be very successful. Venus is in your 3rd house, so the media, advertising, and even travel is good for you this month. And you may be coming together with a sibling, a brother or sister. Maybe you're traveling to meet a sibling, but there can be some good interactions coming together with peace and pretty much compromise with siblings. But it is a great time for you to do social media, to get out there. Now, Saturn's in the 9th house, so you've been learning a lot. There's been a lot of new studies. And maybe some of them aren't so easy, but they're going to pay off royally. So continue with your studies. If your ascendant or your moon sign sits in the sign of Cancer, then there is a lot of disruption going on in your home. Maybe you've decided to tear things down, renovate, change where you're living, maybe even move. But there's been a lot of pretty much destruction. And I want you to check out, maybe get some insurance for your home, or insure some of those devices, machinery in your home and or your car. There's problems there. Your car could break down. Or maybe the dishwasher, washing machine, those kind of things with the home and with vehicles could cause you some problems. And if your mother's still alive, you might find she's having problems, or your relationship is not coming together. There's something where you feel stuck. Now, Jupiter Rahu is in your 10th house, so things have been coming along quite nicely in the area of your work and your career. There's been many advancements and opportunities. This will continue through on to actually next April, so you've got a good run happening career-wise. Now, Venus is in the 2nd house. There are going to be good new ideas for you to make money. Move with them. They're very prosperous, and you might find that you invest in some things. That's okay. They're good investments. They will pay off. But money is coming in where you least expect it. Now, Saturn being in your 8th house, don't expect money to come from others. It's going to be particularly from your own efforts and your own doing. But I will say that this is a month that you could have some good family gatherings, coming together, figuring out things with family. But I do get that there can be problems for your mother or an upset. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in Leo, then this is not necessarily the greatest time for you to travel. Take caution. You are a bit accident prone, but it is a great, fantastic time to start writing. You have all these ideas about what you've been wanting to write. If you're not a writer, then start journaling. Journaling is a way of healing and processing your feelings, your emotions, and it could make a major difference with you. So I recommend to do that, but be careful traveling. Just don't be impulsive, impatient, and go slow. Take it easy, and you'll be fine. Now, the Jupiter Rahu in the 9th house, you probably you have been traveling. This is a year of travel all the way through next April. And another thing is, if your father's still alive, you may have some contact with him. Now, Venus is in your 1st house, and you are looking good. Venus is beauty and attraction. You feel good, you're looking good. Get out there if you want to be in a relationship, because this can actually make you more attractive and give you more opportunities. Even though Saturn is in the 7th house, it's time to get it together when it comes to the area of love and relationships. Get it balanced. That's what I'm saying. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in Virgo, then this is the time that you feel like you are overspending in so many ways. You've got to really put a halt on the spending, because it just seems like when you least expect it, there are unforeseen bills that come popping in and expenses. It's sudden, unexpected expenses coming in. But don't be too alarmed, because with Jupiter being in your 8th house with Rahu, you're going to find that money comes through other people. So people are able to support you and help you out if you have some unforeseen sudden expenses. Remember also, this is a time that you might have some problems with your family and relationships. So take it easy. Be careful what you say so that you don't spurt out something that you didn't actually mean to say. Venus is in your 12th house. You might find that somebody from your past comes back, an old love, or just feelings, or thinking about it. Just memory lane comes back. And you are sleeping better. You're feeling more rested through your rest and sleep. And your dreams are good at this time. Now, Saturn's been in your 6th house. So you have been working hard, and you have been getting yourself more balanced with health and healing. So this is a good time to take up new activities when it comes to working on your health and the way that you eat and your exercise. If your ascendant or your moon sign are in Libra, then this is a time that you are feeling more anxious. You feel like you can't sit still. You are wanting to go places, do things. Just don't be in a hurry, because this Mars Ketu are in your first house. And it can make you a little bit too impulsive, impatient. And yes, that can cause some accidents. Take it easy. Think before you get up and go somewhere. And another thing is, you might find that you're more prone to headaches or things dealing with the head, maybe even bumping your head. Be careful with that. But one thing for sure, you will have more energy. It's going to be almost like a nervous energy. Take care of yourself. But I'll tell you this, relationships are more than enough. Things have been going on. There's been attractions if you are looking for a relationship. If you're in a relationship, you might find that your partner's been a little bit too overwhelming. There is some problems or crises this month. Now, Venus is in your 11th house, and this goes for social activity. That means you will be invited to more parties and social events. By all means, go. You never know who you're going to meet. Venus is connections. And yes, you could, if you're looking for a relationship, find the right person. This is a great time for this. And Venus being in the 11th house, you might find that you're connecting more to an older sibling, coming together with them. But it is a time of great gains in financial wealth that you will feel blessed with this month. Saturn's in the 5th house still. If you have children, pay more attention to them. They are being a little bit more needy, and you might feel a little bit lonely. Whereas normally you have your kids around you, but now your kids seem to be more distant and more detached. If your ascendant or your moon sign are in Scorpio, then this is the Mars Ketu that are in your 12th house. And this can represent hidden enemies. Be aware of what's going on around you. Don't go out in dark places at night. And most of all, make sure you keep your security system on. But for the most part, this usually means attacks or people backstabbing you in the workplace, people talking behind your back. Just be aware. People are very jealous. And this is what I'm seeing with this configuration in your 12th house. You might find also you're having quite a difficult time with sleep. Yes, this is temporary. You're worried about a lot of things and you can't sleep as well. You're waking up and you're not feeling a sense of security. The Jupiter Rahu are in your 6th house. You might find that there's some health issues that you're having to look at with Mars being in the 12th. There might be a time where maybe you're visiting people in the hospital, or maybe you might make an unexpected trip to the hospital. Let's take care of our health to avoid this. Work is good. You've been very busy, but be aware of what's going on behind the scenes. Venus is in your 10th house. You're doing well in the workplace. You're getting promotions. You're getting recognition. Maybe that's why people are jealous of you behind the scenes. Now, with Saturn being in your 4th house, it's been there. There's been a lot of disruption with your home life. Maybe if your mother's still alive, that she has been having problems. It could be health, or maybe you just feel disconnected with her during this time. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in Sagittarius, then this is the time that you're going to find some of your friends may not be who you thought they were. There may be an ending, a separation with a friendship. And if you have an older sibling, recognize there can be a disagreement or a fight or an argument with an older sibling, and or in a friendship. You may find that there's a disagreement and an ending. Be careful about this. You may feel totally attacked by someone that you are unsuspecting that could come after you in such a way. Now with Rahu and Jupiter being in your 5th house, you have all these amazing, great ideas for creative projects, and go with it. This is a time for you to create a new business. Now, since the 5th house can be our children, your children are probably experiencing some great opportunities. But I'll tell you, if you have older kids and they're in a relationship, be aware that they could be having problems with their partner in marriage. Problems for your children in the area of their marriages. Venus is in your 9th house. You're learning beautiful things. You're traveling. You're seeing the world through different eyes. And your spirituality is deepening. You're starting to realize what you're all about. And you might find, if your father's still alive, that you'll come together with a good connection. And or maybe if your father's gone, you'll be dreaming or thinking of him in a positive way. Now Saturn's in your 3rd house, so this can definitely mean disconnect from siblings. But all at the same time, Saturn here could make your studies, your school, your education probably a little bit more difficult. But all at the same time, it's worth it. Stick to it. Be determined and disciplined, because it will pay off, even though your studies are a lot harder. But Saturn being here in the 3rd house, you might find that some of your traveling could be suspended or canceled or set back to a certain degree. But Saturn being in your 3rd house will help you learn very interesting lessons that will change your life. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in Capricorn, then this means that the Mars K2 are in your 10th house. There can be big disruptions in the workplace, endings. Be careful what you say to your boss. You could have some kind of termination if you're not careful. Be walking on eggs around your place of work. But all at the same time, it could be time to change jobs. This can be an opportunity of a big change, but it will come with a big bang. So be cautious. But it does bring success and recognition in the long run through your work. Now Jupiter and Rahu are in your 4th house. This represents that over the course of this year, or all the way till next April, if you haven't already moved recently, you will, because there's an opportunity for change of residence. And if your mother's still alive, you will have more connections with her. So there could be some family gatherings in your house that are opportunistic. Now, Venus being in your 8th house, this can mean some problems with relationships, or that you're really getting deep with your partner and maybe some things need to come out from the past in your relationships. But Saturn being in your 2nd house will definitely put a damper on some gatherings with family. I know I said that you're going to come together with family, but there's something that actually needs to be worked out. And it's not a time to spend a lot of money, but it is a time that you can make a lot of money during this time. If your ascendant or your moon sign sit in Aquarius, then this means the Mars K2 are in your 9th house. And this can mean some major revelations in your spiritual awakening. And it will come as a jolt and a surprise that possibly your belief systems are about to change because of what you are realizing now. Now, if your father's still alive, you might have a run-in, conflict, an argument, some kind of upset with him. And his health could be difficult. Be aware of that. Now, another thing is if you plan on traveling, be careful because this does represent travel that could be disruptive or accidents. Just make sure you take it easy and slow, not being impulsive or impatient. You might find that maybe you have to travel to see your father. Rahu is with Jupiter in your 3rd house, meaning you could be coming together with one of your siblings. But you have been traveling more than usual in this past year and coming up. Just be careful this month not to be impulsive or impatient. Now, Venus is in your 7th house. Relationships are coming together. If you're looking to be in a relationship, this is a good month for this. This is a month for you to go out, date, and get to know people. If you are in a relationship, this can be a mending, a healing where your relationship comes together and you will feel closer and more connected. Saturn is in your 1st house, so you are definitely feeling a sense of responsibility to take care of others during this time, especially in the area of relationships. You are caring and taking care of your partner. If your ascendant or your moon sit in the sign of Pisces, this means that the Mars, K2 are in your 8th house. And this means it's a time for deep, deep introspection. This can be a time when you go through psychological changes, where you start to make revelations and realizations about things. But be careful, because this is a time that is more dangerous for you health-wise, and especially dealing with your fears, your anxiety. This can really bring up a lot of fear and anxiety. Just remember, it is all imagined in your mind. Maybe it's a time to find a counselor, get some psychological treatment where you can make sense of the things from your past that have caused you great pain. Now is the time to uncover it, look at it, and heal it. Jupiter Rahu's in your 2nd house. It's been a great run for money. Money has been coming in and it will continue to do so. Just remember, you might have to give some to others with this Mars K2 in the 8th. Maybe you've been coming into a lot of money, but remember to be generous and give back. Venus is in your 6th house. You're enjoying your work. You're enjoying your habits, what you're trying to change. It's easy now for you to change habits, but there's been a great deal of connection through the workplace with other people, maybe with employees or with the people you work with. Coming together and feeling more connected is what it's all about. It's also a good month to adopt a pet, if you've been thinking about doing so. But with Saturn in your 12th house, you have been finding it more difficult to sleep. But I would think with Venus here, it's getting better. And another thing is certain things from your past. It's time to heal them. It's time to let go of them. Any kind of regrets, any kind of just feelings of regrets, or just feeling like you can't let go of a feeling of being hurt by others. Now it's time to realize that you're only hurting yourself by hanging on to resentments. So let it go, and you're going to find a major change and transformation for the better this month. So now that covers all the 12 signs of the zodiac. I hope that this has inspired you to learn more about Vedic astrology. And if so, check out my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. And remember, if you want to learn more about me, sign up for my new Patreon page and get my free newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org. Thank you.